Welcome. You're watching the John McEntyre Show live. I'm John McEntyre, and today is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. I'm glad I'm not saying 2023. It usually takes me a couple of months into the new year before I stop saying the actual past year's year. So today is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. Today is Work Wednesday. Theme of every Wednesday is we talk about work, career, everything, because the fact is a lot of financial dissatisfaction a lot of times. Let me put it a different way. Financial success is built around your income. It is one of your tools, one of your, maybe not number one, it's number two tool. The number one tool in building wealth and financial success is your ability to generate income. The income is actually number two. And so work is very important when it comes to financial success, for the simple fact of work with enough people now. A lot of times their dissatisfaction with their work and career is causing them to do other things with their money, trying to buy happiness, trying to fill those voids. And so they use their money to try to buy happiness. And we all know that money can't buy happiness. It can buy comfort. It can't buy happiness. I had an old gentleman tell me something, but this is not the show for that one. We're going to get into some wallet wins. We're going to share some wallet wins that we've received. And we're going to answer a question about career exploration. So let's get into the wallet wins here. Good one. Wallet win number one. Daughter got her first job. It's always a good one. Extra income in the house never hurts. Even though we don't make Bella spend her money or whatever. If she wants to, we don't argue against it. But it's just good when they start earning their money or receiving an allowance or whatever. That's the perfect time to start teaching them about money. And even better is to start teaching them about money before they actually receive some. So it already be in their mind of what they should do with the money even before they receive it. So that is a good one. Daughter gets her first job. Second one, 1 year ago, I set a goal to pay off $17,000 in debt, and I just made my last payment today, 1 year later. That's a big time wallet win. They're to be applauded and celebrated for their discipline, for setting a goal and sticking to it. I'm quite sure it was plenty of times in the first few months they wanted to just say forget about it and just live with the debt, which is what a lot of people do. But I'm quite sure as they moved forward, the momentum kicked in and it became easier and easier. So that's definitely a lesson in persistence. And the third one, very good, took our first vacation without depending on debt. So they actually saved up for the vacation and didn't have to use any debt. So that's a big time win, not financing their vacation, paying interest on it. Because most of the time, it's so funny with vacations. Actually, the best part of the vacation is actually the anticipation of it. People, they become their most efficient, effective, time management, all of that stuff goes up. They get more done the day before vacation than they have in the past 2 weeks. They jump up with the enthusiasm, I got to get this done. I'm going to get this done. We're going to get this. You get over here telling, the kids, they're afraid that if they don't do their part, they're going to, be homeless if they don't take care of everything. And so they, just very effective. Then they actually get to the vacation and, first little bit is good. Then by the end of the vacation, they're ready to go home because they're tired from the vacation. And then to get home and the vacation's over. Now you have to keep paying for it and pay interest on it. And maybe you use a high interest credit card. So that can be sort of depressing. And most of the time, people don't even remember half of what they did on the vacation. And they're not like rejuvenated or anything. They're just deeper in debt. So this is a good wallet win here, to actually have saved the money. That's what the sinking fund is for. When you saving for those types of purchases, it's not something that you do. It's not recurring. It only happens once a year, twice a year. And so that's what the sinking fund is for. It's not, you don't use the emergency fund. You don't use your savings. A sinking fund is specifically for that in the budget or spending plan, whichever one you like. So 3 good wallet wins today. Daughter got the first job, paid off $17,000 in debt in a year, and first vacation without depending on debt. So good wallet wins. Keep the wallet wins coming. Remember, share them, watch the show, share them in the comment if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook Live. We're on my YouTube channel, which is just John McEntyre. My Facebook Live, I am John McEntyre, Andrea McIntyre's Facebook. So there's 3 ways to watch it live. And if you don't watch it live, you go back and watch the recording, you can still share your wallet wins because we still check the comments. And that's basically how we do each show is we take feedback. We get feedback, and we do have themes, and we do plan the show, but at the same time we leave room just in case you have a question or a comment or you want to share something. So I would rather address that than to follow my own theme. So you are part of creating this live show on a daily basis. So interact, share your wallet wins, your questions, and everything. So question for today is so that's a good question, and that's a very prudent way of looking at things, because out here, especially in today's time with social media, and people can make, they could take social media and make things look way better than what it is. And so that's a very prudent way of looking at maybe a career change, because using social media most of the time in a career job or whatever, and the person they're talking and doing this, that, everything, they make it look so glamorous. And I've yet to be in any career that was 100% glamorous. Take real estate, for instance. You have people on IG, Facebook, all of the influencers. They're making it look, they're walking around in these nice homes, and they're showing the homes, and, the video is maybe 30 minutes. Well, that's probably the most glamorous part. No, not probably. It is the most glamorous part of the job of selling real estate, and is actually the smallest part of real estate. This is coming from experience. You maybe spend 20 minutes most looking at a house if the buyer or whatever is very interested in it, and then the good stuff starts to happen. But even before that, and I'm using real estate because I actually had a conversation with someone who was talking about getting into real estate. And so I was like, oh, yes, this would be very good to share before I go into some of the other pointers of testing out a career to see if you would like it. So I asked them the question which was asked me, and this applies in other professions also. This is, so what is your job description as a real estate agent? Well, it's to help people buy and sell homes. And they was like, wrong. And I said some other things. Well, it's to show property, it's to negotiate this, that, and the other. And said, yeah, that is part of getting the deal closed. But your job one is finding people that want to buy and sell real estate. So if you're going to succeed in the career, you have to get good at finding clients and get used to the fact that that's going to be where you will spend most of your time, finding clients. Then once you get them, then you work with them. So as you can tell, you spend all of this time doing everything, finding them, which is, the most time consuming, it's the most tedious of the work. Then you have to explain to them how you work, contracts, you have to get them familiar with all of these different processes, getting a loan if they're going to use a mortgage, and all of these other parts, the inspection, the appraisal. You have to explain all of this. So actually being in the house is the most fun part, but it's like the smallest part of the entire transaction. So when you see someone on television or whatever, you're watching those different shows, HGTV and all of this, they pretty much, they have someone doing all of the work, and then they come in and bring in the cameras, the camera crews and all of this, and they walk through the house for an hour, edit it down to 5 minutes, and boom, you have a glamorous career. And we are, and the people out there in real estate, I'm quite sure they're saying amen to that, to let you know, yeah, that's the smallest part. So that's particularly in real estate, and that's pretty much in sales all the way across the board. It's pretty much business. Most of the time is spent trying to get clients. It can be Walmart, it can be Amazon. Amazon, they sell products, but when you see them running ads, what are they doing? Trying to get people to buy products, finding more customers and keeping the customers that they have happy, keep them buying, and bringing in at the same time new customers. Walmart, whatever's your favorite, Starbucks, all of them, everyone, they advertise to let you know that they're still there and to keep spending money. So that's what all business is really about, bringing in clients. And so that's my, little pitch on that is, don't overly glamorize anything, because that's always my first question to tie into this. When persons think of changing a career, looking into a different career, how should they go about it? My number one piece of advice would be, after you've done your research, because that's what most people do, they go to good old Google, they Google it, read about it, this, that, and the other. Now what you should do is find someone that's doing it and spend some time with them, interview them. Everyone loves the first question should be, hey, you are in fashion design. Yes. Do you like it? No, I really don't like it. I'm looking, I'm thinking about getting out. Okay, well, that's not the person. You can ask a few questions. What do you not like about it? You can get those questions. You can ask those questions, but then you move on as quickly as possible, because they will show you the downside, the ugly parts of the industry and the job and, the career and everything. Now you want to find someone who's successful and happy, because they will show you. Now you're dealing with someone who deals with all of the ugly parts of the industry, of the job or the career, and they're still happy. And that's a good sign. Now you're dealing with someone that can really teach you, because as I've dealt with successful people, they were like, well, it's the love of the parts that I love doing carries me through the ugly part. And so I said all that to say, if you can handle the ugly part, the good part will take care of itself. You can pretty much get through it with that. So spending some time with someone, just easy. It's a question as simple as, hey, could I shadow you? First you talk to them, and then that gives you a feeling, and then you move to the next. Could I come and spend some time with you? A lot of people enjoy doing that. No one asked them, could they do it? But like I said yesterday, and like I've always said, you have to ask to get. You have to ask to get. And so that's a compliment to that person, you're acknowledging to them that they are successful and that you appreciate their feedback, their advice, their guidance, and that probably, and if you decide to move forward, that actually could be your first mentor. And we all know mentors are very important in today's times. A mentor can accelerate your success, can save years on a career. And so that would be, if I had to choose one, that would be the number one, is actually just find someone and shadow them. Number two, and how to find those people. I mean, it would be just as easy as, go on the internet and see who's successful. And if they are close by, call them, ask them for a meeting. If they're not, get some Zoom time with them, some online time. Then also look into the trade. You want to go to their trade association. Find out where, every industry has an association. That's just how it is that some of them are more, government driven, sanctioned and everything. Some of them are, more informal, but they're there. And so that would be a very good way. Find out the industry association, contact them, and you have all of the resources you would ever need. And you would have access to countless successful professionals, the successful, the not so successful, and you would get to talk, and you can make your decisions from there. So those are two good ways. First one-on-one, just contacting that successful person. Number two, contact the trade association. As you're doing your research, you can find out about that. I know Rotary Group, business group is very good, and Rotary is pretty much in every town, no matter how large, how small. There's a Rotary group close by. And so that's usually built up of a diverse group of professionals. So networking, that would just be a good networking move anyway, because now you get to see all of the different ones. You just say, hey, I'm looking into this. But as you're talking to them, who knows what may happen? You may end up, I know plenty of people that went to a Rotary group or an association and learned that, went to a Rotary club business group and learned that, okay, I was going to talk to this professional, but as I talked more and more and I talked with this other professional, I think this other professional would be a better fit for me, and so that's just a good way to go about it. So I hope I gave some good information, some good tips there. Those were the tips that were given to me, and I used them, and they worked out, fine. Another one, even before I go, it just hit the top of my head, is oh my goodness, Chamber of Commerce. You want to do some networking at the Chamber of Commerce, because the serious business people and professionals, owners and everything, they're going to be members of the chamber. And you can sometimes you can get a little trial membership where you can attend like one or two chamber meetings. And reason why I wanted to share that story is because when I moved to Charlotte to get started in real estate, first things, a mentor back home in my hometown told me, when you get to Charlotte, you want to join the chamber. You want to go by the chamber. It should be one of the first things that you do as soon as you're unpacked and settled. Go to the chamber. So I go to the chamber, meet the actual membership. She was director of membership, the person you would talk to. She invited me to one of the chamber meetings. It was a couple of days away. And at the time I only lived like 3 blocks away from the actual chamber. And so I went and, had a good time and everything. I go home and I was like, okay, this is be a serious investment to join the chamber, because those chambers in large cities, they can get pricey. They can be pricey. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to make a decision. Maybe I may not be able to do it. So what I did, I got up the next day and I wrote a handwritten note to the director of membership. And I sent her, put it in the mail. I could have easily just walked 2-3 blocks and gave it to her, but I put it in the mail. A couple of days later, not even a week, it wasn't a week, I get a phone call, and it's the director. And so, John, I was wanting to see when you were ready to, become a member, come and sign your papers and everything. I said, well, I've been really thinking about that because I have to, figure out how, will it fit into my budget and everything. She was like, well, I decided you're going to be, I'm going to give you a membership. So my first membership with the chamber was free, all because of a handwritten note. And I would see her every so often. It was maybe 5 years later, I bumped into her. She's still the director. She still had that handwritten note pinned up on her wall. She said, because it was the only handwritten note she had ever received. And it was not a strategy. I didn't say, well, I'm going to send her a handwritten note, then I'm going to follow up and try to get a free membership. I just wrote the handwritten note because it was just one of those things I did at the time. A lot of people, they've lost they don't think about the art of the handwritten note anymore. But at that time, I wrote 5 a day, and she just happened to be one of them. I had a free chamber membership and got access to a lot of successful people that it probably would have taken me a long time if I ever would have gotten, in front of them. So I had to share that story. This show, if you want to make change, if you want to make a change or whatever, there's a way. You just have to take those steps forward and reach out to these people. They're busy. They're very busy people. So don't waste their time. But if you show that you're really serious, they'll give you the time, because that's how they roll. They share their time. They don't waste it. They will share it. So I hope that helped. And we'll go into the question of the day, which is, because most people, they think, well, I'll be good. I would be good at this. I would be good at that. I would be good at this. Okay, well, what would you not be so good? Because that's important too. Sometimes you find something that you really want to do by the process of elimination. Now, I wouldn't be good at that. Like me, I wouldn't be good sitting behind a computer all day. I wouldn't do it. I think like my mom said, some of us, we have cat in us. You let me get bored and I'm sitting behind a computer to get quiet, I'm taking a cat nap. So that's me knowing me. I'm better like with people and interacting and stuff like that. And it took me a while to understand that. But now I know. So I can tell it. Process of elimination. I know that there are a ton of careers and jobs out there I just will not work well in. So that's the question of the day. And share your answers with us. Go to our social media and let us know, what job would you be terrible at and why? And with that question of the day, we're going to get ready to close out here. And if you need any assistance with your finances, it could be something just as small as doing just a full-blown, you need a plan for your money. Don't hesitate to contact us. Our information is on the screen. And I will be back tomorrow at the same time live. Tune in. And until tomorrow, this is John McEntyre. We'll talk.